Noble Street's newest business has now opened in one of its oldest buildings.
Dry weather finally returning to East Alabama. We'll have the complete forecast details coming up.
One local coach is on the move. We'll tell you about it coming up in sports. EAN Local News starts now.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by WM Grocery, located in Heflin, Wedowee, Roanoke, and in Piedmont.
Good evening, and thank you for watching East Alabama Now Local News for Thursday, June 22nd, 2023. I'm Mike Stedham.
And I'm Katie Edwards.
The Kress, which bills itself as a premier events venue, held its grand opening today in the historic Crest building at 1108 Noble Street in downtown Anniston. Built in 1935 by the S.H. Kress Company as one of the city's major department stores, it was bought by developers last year who renovated it from floor to ceiling. They now rent it out for a variety of events. One of the co-owners, Toby Kilpatrick, tells EAN News that this project was a labor of love.
The renovation began with, of course, a vision of what we wanted the Crest to be. And literally everything had to be done, from the floors to the walls to the ceilings to the HVAC to new plumbing to new electric. But it's been a labor of love. I feel like in this place and time, those of us that are fortunate enough to have one of these treasures of buildings, they really tell the story of us as a people. And I think to be fortunate enough to restore one of these in this place and time, we're the gatekeepers of that story. So we're real pleased with how this turned out, and we're very happy to be in Anniston and to have preserved this small piece of Anniston history.
Co-owner Andrew Kohler says he and his partner have big plans for the Crest now that the construction and renovation are complete.
Obviously, the future plans would include having a lot of events happen here, everything from weddings to wedding receptions to birthday parties to, in fact, a couple of weeks ago we had a Bigfoot conference here. So the space lends itself to just about any type of event that anyone wants. We also want to be a part of the community, so allowing people to use the space for Chamber of Commerce meetings, those types of things. Definitely want to be able to give back to the community in ways that we can, as far as having a space for people to use for those types of things.
And Kohler says he hopes the Crest will serve as a magnet to draw more people and more business into downtown Anniston.
We're hoping that we will get people to Noble Street that haven't been here before, that will see the other businesses and the other things downtown Anniston has to offer, and hopefully maybe some investors who see the potential that we saw and would be interested in getting a building and opening up new businesses and bringing downtown Anniston to its full potential, which it has a lot of.
A GoFundMe page has been set up to help the Turner family of 24 Main Street in Oxford, whose home was severely damaged Tuesday morning in a house fire. 2 members of that extended family died in the blaze, and homeowner Barbara Turner tells EAN News that her 8-year-old stepdaughter is still being treated at Children's Hospital in Birmingham for burns. Ms. Turner says that 4 children living in the home lost all of their clothing and their toys, and the rest of the family lost most of their possessions as well. Anyone wishing to help the family can go make a donation on the GoFundMe website. When we return, applying for a new job next week will be almost as easy as ordering a Happy Meal at a drive-thru.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Waldrop Manufacturing, metal buildings made right here in Calhoun County.
The Kronospan manufacturing plant in East Aboga has numerous job openings right now, so they're having a unique event to attract applicants. They're holding an on-site drive-through hiring event next Wednesday and Thursday to streamline the application process. A company spokeswoman says applicants will enter through the west gate of the plant and drive to a tent where they will be given an employment application to fill out. Applicants may bring a resume, but that is not a requirement. They will then drive to a second tent where their applications will be evaluated and they may be offered a job interview on the spot. Kronospan has immediate job openings for forklift operators, maintenance technicians, electricians, customer service representatives, and several other specialties. The drive-through job fair will be open from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. both days.
If you're looking for a quick lunch Friday and you want to help some good causes at the same time, Noble Bank in Anniston is going to be having a cookout fundraiser in its parking lot on Quintard. $7 will get you a burger, chips, and drink, plus a homemade dessert. That food will be available from 11 to 1, and all profits will benefit local charities. And it's always good when you can do some good and get something good in return.
It certainly is. And if the weather tomorrow is like it was today, that would be perfect. Really mild.
Good day for a barbecue picnic, no
It
question.
certainly was. Jon Holder joins us now in the EAN Weather Center. John, what's the weather looking like for that cookout tomorrow?
Katie and Mike, it should be good for not only a cookout, but any outdoor activity, and not only tomorrow, but all the way through the weekend. We will have a drier and warmer forecast coming up next.
Well, my name is Mike Craven, and we recently purchased an open carport, metal carport from a Waldrop manufacturer. I have an extra car. We have a very small home, very small driveway. And I needed somewhere just to park another vehicle, just out of the weather. And I had been told by 2 or 3 friends that knew we had recently remodeled a home that Waldrops were the people that you need to go talk to. I was in that area one day and I thought, hey, I'll just stop in, and I did without calling, and greeted warmly, well taken care of. It was just, really the whole process was just good from day one.
It was wet to begin the day across East Alabama, a wet ending to the day for most folks, but in between we had a lot of sunshine. That allowed temperatures to climb back into the 80s today, 82 for the high. That is still below normal for this time of year, but we're going to get there, folks. I promise we'll be back to normal here in the next couple of days. The morning low this morning, 67. You see the record high temperature, 101, the record low at 56 degrees. And now the days will begin to be a little bit shorter now that we are past the first official day of summertime. And now we will see just a little bit shorter days. You won't notice that anytime soon, but rest assured we're taking about a minute off of each day of sunlight here in East Alabama. Weather on your street, we're going to talk about some patchy fog late tonight because of the rainfall that we did have today, and the conditions are going to be very conducive to some patchy dense fog late tonight. So be aware of that late tonight, early tomorrow morning. 63 for the low. A place like Reed's Mill Road, kind of out in the country, out in the rural areas, that's where a lot of times you see the fog really thick in the overnight hours, so be aware of that fog perhaps late tonight out in Reed's Mill in northern Calhoun County. Your Friday, fantastic. Really the best day we've had weather-wise in a long time. At Laurel Springs Road, that's up on 10th Street Mountain in Anniston. Beautiful neighborhood. More sunshine tomorrow, less rainfall. Chance of rain tomorrow, only about 20%. Very nice summer day coming up, and the temperature about 84 degrees. The weekend forecast in the summertime, everyone looks toward the weekend, and the weekend forecast for Lock Drive, Alpha Highway 78, west in Oxford is looking very good. A return to summertime. We'll have temperatures on both Saturday and Sunday very close to 90 degrees. I think on some backyard thermometers we'll see 90 degrees out on Lock Drive in Oxford and all across Calhoun and Cleburne counties. The 7-day forecast looks more like it should at this time of year. It looks more like summertime in Alabama. You'll see those temperatures getting up into the upper 80s, probably touching 90 on some backyard thermometers, as we said. No chance of rain on Saturday. A completely dry day. Great for any outdoor activities or some yard work as well. About a 1 in 3 chance of a shower Sunday afternoon. We do have one more rainy day coming up, a day where we have a disturbance moving through. That will be on Monday. High rain chances again, a 70% chance of rain as you head back into work. The high at 87, but that only lasts for one day this time, not for almost a week. And we'll be back to typical summertime weather. Temperatures getting back close to 90 degrees, nighttime lows in the 60s, and very little rainfall past Monday of next week, as it looks like we're going to be entering into a dry spell to close out the month of June. What caused all of this weather that we've been having this week, where we've had such rainfall at any time, day or night? Well, you see right here, there's this area of low pressure sitting off along the South Carolina-Georgia border. Earlier, in the last couple of days, this was sitting in North Georgia, and what that was doing was wrapping moisture around to us here in Alabama. That is moving off the coast. That will go into the Atlantic, and as that moves off, we'll have an area of high pressure that will move in, and that means warmer temperatures, less rainfall, less moisture, and that means some very nice summer weather coming up all the way through the weekend across East Alabama. There's a new coach being added to the staff in the Alexandria Valley, and Chase Robinson has all the details right now in sports.
Thanks, John. Bryant Ginn has spent the last 10 years at Ohatchee, leading the Indians' girls and boys basketball programs, and was an assistant in football. Today, the Calhoun County Board of Education approved Ginn's resignation from Ohatchee, and he will be going home to Alexandria. We had a chance to catch up with Coach Ginn today, and he talked about what led to this decision.
Yeah, just really about being close to my kids. That was kind of the whole reason. I mean, my daughter's going into 5th grade this year, so I knew eventually, I wouldn't have to give up my coaching duties at Ohatchee so I could go watch them play.
Ginn was a graduate of Alexandria High School in 2005 and has spent time as a coach with the Ohatchee Indians, coaching girls and boys basketball programs since 2013, and has served as an assistant under Scott Martin and Chris Finley since 2013. Ginn will now serve as an assistant in football and basketball for the Valley Cubs. Coach Ginn talks about this opportunity to go back to his alma mater.
Awesome opportunity to go back to my alma mater around a great group of men. Todd and Will and Zach and Whitney and people I played with and coached with and looked up to when I was younger, and then guys that coached me like Coach S, Coach Hartsfield, Coach Kiker doing a great job over there. It's just it was a perfect storm. I feel like God led us here.
Tonight we continue looking at the 2023 class of the Calhoun County Sports Hall of Fame. Tonight we will look at former Oxford and Jack State star Barney Wilson. Wilson was a 3-sport athlete at Oxford and went on to play baseball at Jacksonville State and professionally. Wilson says to get this honor was a surprise for him.
Well, it's quite a pleasure and quite a surprise, to be honest with you, because there's a lot of great ball players that's come through this county. I've played with them, played against them, and to be recognized with your friends and fellow players is quite a treat.
Wilson was a part of Rudy Abbott's first recruiting class in the spring of 1969 at Jack State, and in his time with the Gamecocks, he was all Gulf South Conference in 1970 as a freshman and again in 1973 as a senior. He was a part of the NCAA College World Series qualifying team in '73 for the Gamecocks and spent 4 seasons in the major leagues, 2 seasons with the Chicago White Sox and 2 with the San Francisco Giants. Wilson talks about how he's had a chance to think back on his playing time as he's being inducted.
I got a chance to look at a lot of scrapbook pictures, and when I was gathering up the information, I had a chance to look at some of the old folks. Didn't realize I didn't weigh any more than I did when I was playing. I was quite thin, but just that and looking at the teammates that I played with, getting to see them again, it was quite good. Plus, having had kids and grandkids now, you hope to be able to watch them play like you played, and hopefully we'll get to that one of these days.
That's it for sports. Let's head back over to Mike and Katie.
Thank you for watching East Alabama Now Local News.
Please check back with us every weekday evening around 6:30 on either Facebook or YouTube to see what's been happening in your community. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave us a comment while you're there.
We'll see you back here Friday for your news on your schedule.